What's up, guys? How's it going? Hope you're having a nice weekend and hope you're going to have actually some sick Halloween celebration because I am recording this video in the 29th of October, so probably it's going to be published in the 30th, so in Sunday. But yeah, just being anticipated, and hope, guys, when you're watching this video, hope you're having a nice celebration for Halloween, and just wish you the best and get the most amount of candies possible. Now, guys, actually, I am really happy actually for this outcome, and you have probably seen from the thumbnail of this video that yeah, I've managed to get my first SMMA client. But it's probably not the way you think I got it. So yeah, probably you're thinking, well, is there another way that you could get a client for your SMMA? And the thing is actually that, you know, a lot of these SMMA YouTubers that say like, I got my first client and I am billing approximately $2,000 a month. Well, actually, I think this isn't that realistic, and here's why. Now, for starters, actually, getting a client's confidence and trust is actually really difficult. So now, I live in Chile, and probably this is very different for other countries like the United Kingdom or United States, but you know, people's bases or fundamentals are still the same. So now the first like month of running my agency, or actually like the first 3 weeks of running my agency, I was using the method of cold emailing. And actually, let me tell you that for my personal experience, I think that this is like the less engaging method. Now, I think that this is the less engaging method because I think that like you are very absent on the conversation. So when you send an email, a lot of times people will open this email, but they won't reply to it because there's not that spice that you will find like in a cold call or cold SMMS, because you know there's not like an instant interaction. So the potential client actually isn't seeing any interaction from your part otherwise than seeing just an email saying a few details and being personalized. But otherwise, apart from that, I think that the cold email is just like a form of communicating that isn't that engaging, and engagement is very essential for acquiring clients and, you know, getting that sales pipeline very active. Now, what have I done? So I told you that the first 3 weeks of running my agency I was using the cold email method. Now, I saw that this method was very time consuming first, and second, I was getting non-interaction at all. So there was no interest, and basically people were throwing to trash all my work, and I don't like that because I really invested a lot of time sending emails, and for those emails to just get opened and not replied, actually I think that that's really bad. So what I did is that I changed my methodology to cold calls. Now, cold calls, the good thing of cold calls is that first, you are already engaging with the client. So you're having like a direct conversation with the client, and that really adds up because whether you like it or not, a lot of people find confidence in those who call them instead of messaging them. So when you call the person, probably that person will find you a person with more self-confidence than if they receive an email. So I find, that's my personal opinion, but from my results, I think that cold calling is very rewarding if you compare it with methods like cold email. So yeah, that's the first point. Now, like second point, because of why I like so much cold calling instead of cold email is that you don't need to invest that much time. So what I refer with this is that, you know, in cold email you need to write different different icebreakers for each different company. Otherwise, in cold calling, you only need to do a script that can fit any industry that you would like to contact. So, for example, if your niche is, I don't know, dentist, probably you would say like, well, this is a cold call, and I am contacting with you because I think that with my agency, you could get at least 15 prepaid cleaning sessions for your dentist. So, what I mean with this is that the script of a cold call first demands a hell lot less time than what demands cold email. So you only need one script for doing, for example, like 1,000 calls, and this script can be like upgraded, and you can get, and from these upgrades you can getting more results and getting more like responses from your potential clients. So that's the second reason why I prefer cold calling before cold emailing. Well, and the third reason why I prefer cold calling before cold emailing is that it's simply cold calling has delivered results for me instead of cold email that hasn't delivered any results for me. Now, my first client, actually, I got it through my 20th cold call, actually. So it was my 20th cold call, and I managed to have an online meeting with this client, and then afterwards, after of this online meeting, I got a presential meeting, actually, so a face-to-face meeting with the client in his restaurant, because this client actually has a pizzeria, a vegan pizzeria, and also French fries. So it has 2 restaurants, and yeah, really like the concept of his business. Alright, so now that I have covered the methodology that I used to contact my clients and actually to get results from these contacts, the second thing that I would like to cover is that you really need to study your offers. So offers actually are extremely important if you haven't seen that, actually. So why offers are so important? Well, basically because it's like think like if you're going to a battle and your opponent only uses swords and you only use swords. Well, basically your offer is your sword, because if you don't have a good sword, even if you are a good salesman or even if you have good skills at managing advertising, for example, if you don't have that good sword, I assure you that you won't win the battle. So you need to really have the offer needs to be the best out of all. Like if you have a good offer that can retain clients' attention and actually to convert, then I assure you that that offer will generate you tens of thousands of dollars. But first, you need to have a good offer. So my offer for that actually managed to get me results was the following. So if I don't give you 15% of return over all of your advertising in this month, then I just walk out and you don't need to pay me. And that's a guarantee, actually. So I am applying in this offer something that is really, really needed for good offers. So it's guarantees. Now, guarantees is something that actually makes like the offer free risk or risk free. So what I mean with this is that when a client sees this offer or listens to this offer and he manages to think and see that this offer is risk free for them, then this client probably will try your services, because guess what? If this offer doesn't have a risk for them, then they will think, well, if there's no risk, why shouldn't I try it? I don't lose anything by trying. So you have guarantees. For your offers, you are like, I would say like this is like the best part of offers. So when you have guarantees and and you have like your correct tone when saying this offer, and you have a well-made offer with all of these elements, then this offer is like fucking unstoppable. So if you have a good offer for your agency or product, whatever it is, then I assure you that you will convert 10 times more. So now, this client is paying me? To answer this question, actually, the client isn't paying me, or at least not yet. So I know that a client isn't a client until they pay you, but hear me out. So I have none experience, like literally none experience on managing ads. Even if I am reading like right now a book that talks about mastering the skills for advertising in Facebook, even if I am reading this book, I don't have any experience. So I have never tried any of those concepts that I am learning. So without any experience, it's very difficult to charge someone money, because a lot of people actually see if you have experience or not. So they will ask you if you have worked with companies before, and they will ask you if they probably even will ask these companies if you have worked with them. And trust me, if you're a liar and you're lying about your services, people will see that. So even if you think that you're a good liar and that you will get by your own, trust me, people will see that anyway. And I don't think that there's a worse like feeling like a person that is lying to another, and even on top of that, a person that because of those lies is throwing trash to themselves. So if you're a liar and you get known by being a liar in this industry, guess what? You're not going to sell anything and you're going to be broke. So what I mean with this, and what I have done personally, is that this client isn't paying me, but actually is giving me, from my point of view, is giving me a lot of value. Why? Because I am managing his ads for free, so I am not charging anything, but I am learning. So even if you want or not to see it that way, you're actually getting value from this person. So this is my first client, and I am learning to manage ads and to master in a niche. So actually this like experience is a good value. It's a value. This experience is valuable. And even if they are not paying you with cash, they are paying you with knowledge. And knowledge will make you cash for the future. So if you see it that way, actually getting a client that don't pays you isn't that bad, because on top of that, I am not paying anyone to match I don't have a media manager, so I am doing all by my own. So I don't have any costs like on top of me. I don't have to pay any team. I don't have to pay any media manager. I don't have to pay to anyone. So it's not costing me anything. So that's the good part of this. So if you see it that way, actually I am not losing money. My client isn't losing money. There's not any problem. So yeah, that's what I am doing with my client actually. Now for finishing this video, I would like to talk about my experience with entrepreneurship in general. So first of all, I think that I have managed to light a candle in my path. So what I mean with this is that once I got this first client, even if this client isn't paying me anything, I am sure that he will in the future. So probably not today and not tomorrow and not in a week, but maybe in a month, I will start getting results on money about my work. And I love that. So I think that this getting this first client will be a life lesson, that if you keep doing what you want to do and you keep doing what passionate you, that in my personal case, what passions me is entrepreneurship and getting myself new challenges, because challenging myself, I really like to challenge myself and get to new chapters of my life through these challenges. So I can learn a lot from my mistakes and from my triumphs, but what I can learn the most is to challenge myself, and that's the way I see life. So actually, I see this first client like just like a stone for a big tower, and I will love to keep building this tower till the top. So yeah, guys, just want to motivate you if you are doing any entrepreneurship thing actually. And yeah, I just really feel really motivated every time I think about this, every time I think that, or every time I realize that I have gotten my first client, even if this client isn't paying me, I have got my first client through a process where I applied a lot of things that I have learned. So through a process where I applied everything that I have learned from the books, from seeing YouTube videos, from seeing, from investigating in Google. So when I see this, when I see that my learning is being applied, and that from that application I am getting results, that really motivates me, and that really motivates me to keep learning more, to keep getting more knowledge, and just to keep in the entrepreneurship. I really love it. So yeah, guys, hope you're doing well, guys. This was a quick update on my current SMMA status, and hope you guys that if you're doing an SMMA too, hope you the best. And yeah, guys, see you later.